So a couple of days ago, you had a rally at the Capitol. How did that go?
It was great. It was great. It was so inspiring to come together with crash survivors, families, and medical providers, unified with this goal to pass Senate Bill 530, which was introduced a couple weeks ago. Senate Bill 530 gives us the solutions we've been looking for: a reasonable fee schedule that allows businesses to get back to business and provide the expert care that Michiganders deserve. So the rally was great. We had several hundred people come. It was hot for an October day. We were worried it might be cold and rainy, but it was 85 degrees. So people bared the heat, found some shade, and listened to a great slate of speakers that talked about their firsthand experiences, and heard from legislators who came out and voiced support for Senate Bill 530 and stressed the urgency for it to move swiftly.
Okay. What other ways is the MBIPC working to educate the community about the auto no fault law and other issues related to traumatic brain injuries?
So we're part of a coalition. It's called CPAN, and they're really a consumer advocate organization who extends beyond just access to care, but also consumer advocacy. As we talked about, having policies that have some teeth, making sure that insurance companies are being held accountable for their rate making, for how they write their rates. There's provisions in the 2019 law that say they get rid of non-driving rating factors such as zip code or credit score, but those factors are still being used. And what's happening is people in Detroit are having the highest rates, continue to have the highest rates in the country, just because of where they live or their credit history, nothing to do with how they drive. CPAN is a great organization that MBIPC is a proud coalition partner in that kind of auto no fault space. But MBIBC is much more than that, and we continue to look at other systems that need some advocacy to break down barriers. Commercial health coverage, here in the state, there's no mandatory provisions that commercial health coverage covers things like post-acute care, residential treatment, and there's other states around the country that have models for this, such as Texas. And so we want to look at that model and uplift our commercial health system here in Michigan, so that if you suffer a stroke, you receive the same services that somebody should if they were injured in a car crash. So we're looking at other systems. The Medicaid program, as I mentioned, we're proud of the work we did to make the program that's currently in the state accessible, but we need to do more. We need to look at other states that have long-term care opportunities for people on Medicaid, and so a lot of work to still to be done, and we're going to keep working hard.
Okay, and who could join the MBIPC, and how would they go about doing that?
Yeah, you could jump on our website, mbipc.org. Check out all the great things that we're doing, but there's also a membership form there that you can fill out. Really, it's open to anyone that has a vested interest in our mission. So there are individual members who are not necessarily affiliated with an organization, but support the work that MBIPC does. But also any provider that services people with a brain injury really should be part of MBIPC. Not only for the advocacy efforts, but also for the professional development and networking opportunities to be part of this network and association of colleagues who have the same mission. So, if people or organizations are interested, they can go to mbipc.org. And if they have any questions, my contact information is all over the place there. So, they can email me or call me, and we can have a talk.
What kind of educational opportunities are there on the site?
You'll see about there's a section of that detail the educational opportunities. We have monthly educational opportunities. We have a Learn Over Lunch that's done sometimes in person, sometimes virtual, and that's really focused on clinical practices, best practices in the clinical sphere. And we also have Wednesday webinars every month. And this is a virtual option that we kind of expand. Certainly we'll hit on clinical issues and best practices, but expand really to business practices. For instance, we have next month, we have a guest speaker from Moonsail North, who's a PR firm that we work with. They're going to talk to our members about social media and branding, give them some tips. So on the Wednesday webinars, we really branch out. We also have an annual boot camp that is really focused on business practices, and that's exclusive to MBIPC members, and much more. So we share resources, we share information beyond those formal events, and it's ongoing and continuous.
Sounds like a great opportunity for many people to join. So
I think so. Yeah. It's about uplifting the care and quality of services for people with brain injuries. And so you don't have to necessarily be a direct provider if you want to be an individual supporter and just be in the loop and have these educational opportunities. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Tom, for sharing your invaluable insights and expertise with us today. It's been a privilege to have you on Senior Care Insights. And to our listeners, if you found today's discussion as enlightening as I did, don't forget to subscribe or follow us on your preferred podcast platform. That way you won't miss any of our upcoming episodes and our remarkable guests that will be coming on in the near future. If you have any questions, suggestions for future topics, or would like to learn more about the Michigan Brain Injury Provider Council, feel free to reach out. We'd love to hear from you. And then join us next time as we continue to uncover the insights that matter most in senior care.